Hey you guys, how's it going? It's Ian Myers from ianmyerswellness.com. I'm here in Miami, Florida with my friend Ian Hayes and spending a little bit of time here at his home in Miami, in the Miami Beach area. And the purpose of this video today is that I'm here at his home and he's invited me here to work with him a little bit with some personal things that he's looking to work on. And the purpose of this video today is just to share with you guys a little bit about some of the things that I do and how I can work with you and have Ian share a little bit about his experience with some of the things that we've been working on here together as of recently. So we'll just jump right in here, and this is Ian Hayes.
How you doing?
All right. So thanks for having me here. Appreciate it. I've been here since last week on Wednesday, and it's just been an amazing experience here.
Yeah, it really has. We met in person last week for the first time, but we've been in contact for about 8 months now or so.
About 8 months, yeah. We made a connection last year sometime shortly after. I think it was a Dr. Robert Morris video or something that on how we actually connected.
Yeah, so I started getting into a raw plant diet and had some really great transformations from that, but wanted to take it to the next level where I was able to start rebuilding some muscle, and I lost a good bit of weight. And
how much weight did you lose?
I lost about 25 pounds, and I wasn't big to start off with, so that's a lot on someone that's 6'3", that at that time was maybe just under 190 pounds or so.
Yeah.
Going to the gym and working out, but not really the physique that I would have liked. But going down to like 160 pounds from that, being 6'3", it's people start to look at you in a different way. And
are you okay? Is everything all right?
Exactly.
He and I resonated from the very start because we share very similar paths. I also lost a good bit of weight in the beginning and got really skinny, and people thought I was sick, and they were asking questions about it. So when I connected with him and we had a chat, and he shared his story, where he's at and what's going on, I was immediately interested in seeing what we could craft together and how I might be able to help.
Yeah, for sure. And for me, it was great to see someone that's been on a raw plant diet for 7 years and is a bodybuilder, and that's great inspiration. So I reached out to him, and we've been basically working together ever since in one form or the other. And it started off as a kind of a personal coach, mentor from afar, and he set me up with some protocols and just kind of helped me tweak some of the things that I was doing and sharing what he integrates in his daily lifestyle. So that really started getting me on the right path. And I would say,
can you share what maybe a few takeaways were or have been since our first dialogue, and maybe just share a few couple of tips, like some of the things that maybe really helped you?
Sure. Well, when you go to a raw plant diet, it's a big lifestyle change in so many ways, but just in the kitchen is fundamental. So
yeah.
A lot of the appliances that you have, you're not going to use anymore, and you need to buy some new ones. And it's just, that alone is just like, all right, how do I need to reevaluate everything that I know about eating, and then how do I get the right caloric intake, and I basically had the basis of what foods to eat and what not to eat, but I didn't have the confidence to go ahead with the correct protocol and formulas and amounts and things like that. So,
and we talked about things like superfoods, some of the superfood blends that I really promote and use too, that have worked for me, and I have had a big impact on my life and my transformation and things. So we covered things like that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And recipes
and the amount of food was something that was, I don't want to say shocking, but it was like, oh, okay, so this is what I need to do. So you make a smoothie with 12 bananas and that's what you have for breakfast?
12 bananas.
You kidding me? And then you start off with that and you're just like, oh, I know, can I even eat that? And then, you know, you get used to it and you see how you start to feel. And
now, not everybody's going to do 12 bananas. He's about we're the same height. We're pretty much the same build, so we share, we can eat very similarly in that regard. So, yeah, it's the dietary shifts and changes, caloric intake, getting the proper amount of amino acids into the body so you can build, and those are areas that I know very well and feel confident supporting and helping to lay out a foundation and help to give you some tools to work with. And then, you know, recently on this trip, been able to even go into the gym, which has been a lot of fun. Haven't done personal training in a long time with individual training. So this was quite the a fun experience for me. So maybe you can share a little bit on that, on what kind of things that have come up for you, or maybe some things that have some takeaways from just the exercise component.
Sure, absolutely. So one of the things right off the bat was just rethinking workouts. And when we went in and worked at the gym the first day, basically I cut the weight down that I was used to doing to about a quarter or a third. And then really we focused on intention of movement, full range, really holding.
We've got a train coming.
Yeah. We might have train tracks.
Train's coming. Brief pause.
The old Florida East Coast Railway, been here since the 1800s.
Yeah, if you guys could see this view behind us, the backdrop, it's really incredible. And then we have this lovely train that goes through. A nice little spin on the beautiful backdrop. Just kind of adds another element. Oh, we can just keep going. Yeah.
So with the workouts, we basically slowed everything down from what I was used to. And one of the things that you shared is that you basically look at your body as if it's a sculpture, and you figure out what muscles you want to build and work on. So you go in, you kind of feel every movement as to what is the optimal extension, push range, so on and so forth, that you want to utilize.
Right.
And every day, it's like you're chiseling a little bit away at that physique that you really want. And to me, that's just kind of a different approach altogether, because I was basically, before, you know, thought I knew what I was doing at the gym. I was going in and just trying to maximize every day a little bit more weight, and I have to say I'm doing some pretty heavy weights, but the range and motion and the flexibility is not really the best way to approach it. So what Ian taught me, and you know, just kind of standing there and we're doing it side by side, is how to really, I guess, focus on what you need to do to build that specific muscle.
Mind-muscle connection. Like just putting your attention and your connection there as you work the muscle and doing specific movements, right?
Yeah.
That can have that can be the difference of, you know, the time under tension and how much
giving it that last squeeze at the end and holding it. Which,
right.
You know, we don't typically think about these things when you do a rep, that you kind of explode and then you hold and you push and you squeeze it and then you come back and you count slowly. Right. And you know, little tiny tricks like that just make you approach the workout completely different. And even in a week, I've just noticed how different muscles are starting to change and form up, and I'm excited to continue on this path and keep growing. So it's cool. And one of the interesting things that I think is very unique about Ian is that he used to be 250 pounds, which is about over 50 pounds more than what he is now. And he was building muscle and basically a bodybuilder for many years. So he was in the gyms and in that environment and building and building and building. So he got large before, and then he detoxified on a plant diet. And then I think it was a challenge for you to build back up using only plants. So you
Right.
did it, maybe the harder way, but the better way for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know anybody else that's had that unique life experience of getting big, going back to almost nothing, and then building it back up. So you really know all the sides of the workout and what your body feels like and does when you're using certain performing enhancement powders and proteins and different things along that line. So it's great to have a role model and a guide and somebody that's there to work with you that has tried just about everything out there and is now on the path of doing this in a very healthy way. So I want to keep continuing, and it's, for me, it's been transformative and great. So he's got great positive energy, and we feed off of each other with that. And yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and it's so much fun to work with somebody like Ian who is dedicated and committed to growth and transformation on all levels, not just the body and the physical, but also the emotional, which is something that he does, something that he's also teaching me while I'm here, and we're going to continue to grow, and we'll continue on this path together. So just wanted to share a little bit of his story with you guys and his experience and some of his takeaways. And if anybody out there, if you watching are interested in potentially something very similar or learning some new healthy habits, please I'll put a link below for my email address and how we can get in contact with each other, and would love to have the opportunity to speak with you directly. So
yeah, he's already got some great programs together. He's got a 7-day reset, which is basically just a 1-week raw food challenge, and anybody plant-based, and anybody can participate, and everybody does, from all different types of walks of life.
Beginners are like, man, it's been astonishing the amount of the impact that it's had for the beginner, somebody who's never eaten plant-based before, and the support that pours through from the groups are what make it. I'm just kind of a guide, explaining and mentoring and coaching, or just sharing and guiding everybody. But the group energy that lifts everybody up is the special component.
It's such an affordable protocol and program to get started and get your feet wet with this, because he tells you what you need in the kitchen, gives you an ingredients list for the week, gives you pictures and kind of shows you what the recipes are, and then he's there to give you support along the way. So if you can jump on that, I know you've got one coming up soon, and he'll have more in the future. Definitely, I recommend that. And the other thing is you offer basically personal coaching and mentoring, which is a little bit more what we were just talking about. And you're available in different capacities for that, whether it be a couple calls, consultations, or working in person, where maybe he comes out to your location, or if you're local to where he happens to be. So highly recommended.
Thank you. And he said something about the 7-day reset. That is a program that is available, and we're going to be starting one on March the 5th. And I'll leave a link below for the 7-day reset, as well as the website, if you're interested in setting up a consultation, private consultation, and would love to speak with you. So once again, thanks for having me here in Miami, in your home, and it's been a really amazing trip.
It's been
on
fun.
all levels. So
I've learned a lot. Yeah, I really.
I have too.
I'm very thankful, and I'm really excited to really start implementing some of the things that we've been integrating and working side by side on the last week into my daily lifestyle. Because I've been at this with you for since the summer, really, and working in person side by side, there's just a whole nother level of understanding that goes with that. And when we're sitting there chopping up vegetables together, and you see the quantities, and you kind of mix things up, and you get to get that little personal touch and correction when you're in the gym, and the constant conversation about this is why we do this, and you might not really want to do that. You get an opportunity to have all your personal questions answered, and all of us have different questions that are out there. So,
and here's one I would love to share. This just happened, just came to me. If you guys would like to see a retreat happen where you can take a 3-day deep dive into all of these different areas, your exercise, your nutrition, some spirituality, some things around those, leave a comment below, and I'd love to hear your feedback on that. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up, and appreciate it again, and thank you guys for watching this video, and we'll talk to you here on the next video. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
See you guys.